Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohammed Musa Khan, and I'll be speaking in favor of the topic AI will never surpass human creativity. Honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, we live in an age where machines can paint pictures that empower, make music that moves, and produce poetry that impacts. In a world where I could have written this entire speech in a matter of seconds, the question remains: has artificial intelligence finally crossed the threshold of creativity? Has it broken the barrier to what was considered impossible? Has it finally become capable of replacing human creativity? I stand before you today to argue that no, AI will never surpass human creativity. Because creativity isn't about patterns, it's about perception. It isn't about processing, it's about presence. Because creativity isn't a computation, it's a confrontation of what philosopher Rollo May call the intensely conscious human being with his world. True creativity arises not from data, but from experience, from joy, loss, fear, and wonder. The point is, honorable judges, AI generates. Humans, we create, and there's a big difference. In 2023, a University of Montana study found that AI scored within the top 1% on the Torrance test of creative thinking. Yet, human participants still surpassed it in flexibility and emotional originality. Machines may match our output, but they lack our insight. Secondly, understand that AI operates through algorithms, systems that learn from what already exists. Human creativity, on the other hand, is born from what doesn't. Human creativity is born from what doesn't. It is built off the basis of what we feel, what we think, not what some random machine thinks or feels. What we must understand is that philosopher, neuroscientist Nancy Anderson conducted a 2005 study which found that creative thinking is not a linear process. It involves both the rational and the emotional. And that flurry of emotions is something that no data set can truly capture. Honorable judges, consider this. Creativity isn't just intelligence, it's rebellion. It's Picasso breaking the rules of realism. Steve Jobs dreaming of technology that the world once thought impossible. A child turning cardboard into a castle. Creativity is the art of disobedience. Machines, however, they are built to obey. They thrive on order. Their every act of innovation still depends on human command. Moreover, understand that creativity is inherently moral. AI can design a weapon, but only a human can feel the weight of the trigger. AI can generate art, but only a human can decide whether that art harms or heals. Creativity is empathy in motion, and empathy is something that cannot be programmed. A study by the Journal of Medical Internet Research involving over 1,000 participants found that empathy scores were statistically higher for human-authored content compared to AI-generated content. Case in point, ladies and gentlemen. Now, some argue that AI will one day learn emotion. But we must understand that emotion isn't a formula, it's the story behind a formula. A mother's lullaby, a poet's grief, an artist's heartbreak. These are not data sets, but they are lived realities. Creativity isn't the act of producing something new, but something meaningful. And meaning requires a mind that feels. Ladies and gentlemen, AI may one day outthink us, but it will never outdream us. Because our imagination is truly what makes us human. In the end, I believe that as long as there is a heartbeat behind that brushstroke, a tear behind that poem, a thought behind that poem, creativity will always, always remain human. Thank you.